What if your marketing isn't broken? It's just good enough. And what if good enough is the very thing that's quietly capping your growth? Today, I want to talk about the real cost of good enough marketing and why it's harder to diagnose than actual failure at it. Welcome to Be Weird Marketing, marketing conversations for women who want less noise and better decisions. I'm Ashley Conway. I partner with established entrepreneurs who are done chasing trends and tired of carrying their marketing alone. This isn't a how-to show. It's a thinking space, a place to slow down, cut through the noise, and focus on what actually supports your business at this stage. Because honestly, marketing doesn't need more ideas. It needs better decisions. Before we jump in, you may have noticed the podcast has a new name. Higher Purpose Marketing is now Be Weird Marketing. Nothing dramatic happened. The conversations are the same. The direction is the same. The name simply reflects the work that I'm doing more clearly now. So all that to say, let's jump into today's topic about good enough marketing. Just to give you some advance warning, I'm going in pretty hard with the metaphors today, so buckle up. Let's pretend for this conversation that we are going into the doctor with some symptoms we're experiencing. So there are symptoms, like in the category of symptoms, there are symptoms that scream. And these are things like abnormal blood work, rapid weight loss, intense pain, blood of any kind. These are symptoms that scream. In fact, on some of these, maybe skip the doctor, go to the ER, right? They scream. But then is this class of symptoms that are kind of ambiguous, kind of shadowy. Things like low energy, poor sleep, brain fog, mild inflammation, or something just feels off. And if you go in with these kind of symptoms, a lot of doctors are going to say your labs are in range. Let's just keep an eye on it. Just keep going like you are and we'll just track it, kind of thing. Like you can live with this kind of symptom. And technically, they're right. You can. But none of us want to go through our days just living, just like scraping by with barely enough until we make it to bed. We want to be energetic and thriving, and business works the same way. So let me tie these together for you. Major issues are things like no leads, or you're having team problems, or you're unable to get the supplies that you need to make your product. Those are huge and they get addressed immediately. You put everything else on the back burner to address these hot button issues. But then there are smaller things like slow growth or a sense of confusion, either something's confusing internally or with your customers. Those things, you can get by like that for years. And that's what makes them so dangerous, because a lot of entrepreneurs do. So let me keep going real hard down this road of the metaphor and tell you a story. It was like COVID era. So 2020, 2021, I threw my back out. I was trying to move a package, like it was a 50-pound bag of gravel, and from the bed of a truck, and throw it like onto the curb of our house. Mistakes were made. Was that too heavy? Yes, it was. And I paid for it. I threw out my back, and it wasn't just like an extreme thing that immediately you would like go somewhere to get help. No, it was just like I kept going and kind of corrected my movements the rest of the day, and I just kept going. So it wasn't catastrophic. I could still function. And this kept going for a long time because it wasn't that bad. Like at first, I just iced it or whatever, and then I went on and I was fine. That really only impacted my workouts. Like there were certain things I had to be really careful how I did it, and anything that put any load on my back, like I knew not to do that because it would make it worse. So I went down the rabbit trail though, because that really bugged me, like not being able to do what I wanted to do because of this persistent back thing. I tried everything under the sun. Like I was going to the chiropractor, I went to physical therapy, and they were doing cupping and they were doing acupuncture and all of the things on planet Earth I was trying. In the midst of me trying to do everything I could possibly think of, we decided to try an adjustable base for our bed. Now, up until this point, we had a platform bed, we had a memory foam mattress, like memory foam pillows. We were very contoured, and we were sleeping great. So it was really like a last ditch effort based on my chiropractor saying he had one that I'm like, I'm nearing desperation. So we go to Mattress Firm, we pick out this adjustable base, they come deliver it, we sleep, and it was not a small miracle that completely fixed my back. But, but, it really leveled up my sleep game. Something about this zero gravity position with the head a little bit elevated and the knees a lot elevated. It was literally like, why have I been sleeping like an idiot, like a caveman, completely flat for all of my life when this has been out here waiting for me? So it wasn't my back was fixed later on. That's a different story, but just the quality of my sleep with just this one little tweak of getting an adjustable base really felt life-changing to me, and I'm still super excited when I go out of town and sleep on something else to come back come back to my bougie bed. My sleep improved. My pain did get a little better. Like I could tell I didn't hurt worse when I woke up from when I went to bed. And every morning and night, really, when you get into bed and you just get into that position, it's really like, this is the best. This is the best thing that ever happened. And I mean, the point I'm making here, I didn't realize that the way I was sleeping before, just on straight regular mattress, was really that bad. It seemed fine. I liked it fine. I had no complaints. I didn't realize that there was a cost there, that I was missing out on something, that sleep could be different until I had the base, until I experienced better. And the same is true of marketing. You often may not know that your marketing is just good enough until you experience when it's great, until you're getting feedback from your clients that this is great, that they feel seen, that they're ready to take action. And then you know, oh, I think I was really holding myself back by not doing this sooner. But let's stick with this medical metaphor. Okay. So you're going in with your symptoms. And these are the things to look for that you'll know that you might have good enough marketing. So your launches, when you put something new out and offer a service, whatever it is, when you announce that, you put it out, it does well. You have some people who sign up, but it's not like knocking your socks off. It's not stellar. Your revenue is growing, but it's growing slowly. Your posts, your social posts, they get views or they get likes, but no real engagement. Your emails, kind of in the same vein, they're opened, but few people are taking action that you're asking them to take action. They're just not really doing it. They're just breezing through. You aren't tracking how things are performing in a way that lets you compare. So maybe you promote something, something happens and you're doing it twice a year, but you don't have a way that you're really tracking how these things perform from year to year. Like, how are people signing up? Is it through email? Is it because they listen to a podcast? Whatever that is, can you track that from year to year or season to season? Another symptom is your messaging is AI driven. No knocks here. But the problem is no one's challenging it, like pushing back on what it says or refining it strategically. Because I mean, I can be the first to testify. I use AI, but I push back a lot on that doesn't sound like me. I don't think that's the right move. I don't think this is the right order. My people would never say that or think that, or they don't understand that. So I really push back on it a lot to get something good. Another symptom, you aren't intentionally trying to groom your current clients into the next commitment level or price point of working with you. There's no process around that you take this person who bought something low cost and you're grooming them, you're working them up into buying the next thing and being a long-term client for you. And the last one, your marketing exists, but it's not compounding. You're doing it, but you're not seeing over and over and over that compounding effect. Now, listen, none of these things feel urgent. And that's why they are more prone to linger and to not really get addressed. The real cost here is not embarrassment or failure because your business is successful. The cost here is friction. So it may be slow growth, like you're hitting your goals, but you and your team are working very hard to do that. There's an energy drain because you're constantly having to go back and tweak things instead of solving bigger issues in your business. There is decision fatigue because every time you launch something new, an offer, a service, a program, you're kind of starting from scratch. You're reinventing the wheel. There's no process that you follow every time. And then there's the ceiling that you're hitting because your current structure can only support so much growth of your business. Good enough marketing is not going to collapse your business. It's just going to cap it. It's going to keep you at the same, pretty much the same level that you're at now. Now, like I said, why isn't this something we fix? And a lot of time it's because for a couple of reasons. We don't know. Like I said, you don't know that you have good enough until you experience better. Number two, it feels kind of overwhelming. Like even if you know things could be better, it's where do I start? I have no idea. Number three, it doesn't feel urgent because things are still working. Your business is still working where it's at. And number four, you're busy. You have a lot of other priorities and things going on and things in your business that you're trying to improve and scale. And number five, it may be you don't know about the cost. Do you think it would be like prohibitively expensive to invest in something like this? And I mean, these are five really great reasons. And when something is not painful enough, when your marketing is not painful enough for you, you're just not going to prioritize it. That's all of us, right? And that's a trap. So if I was going to diagnose this problem, it's not that you should be posting more or being on more channels or working on better captions or those little finite decisions. It's more structural questions. It's larger view questions of who owns the marketing outcomes. Is there a clear rhythm for promoting things? Are you measuring the right things? Is your messaging evolving like it should be? Are your offers laddered strategically? Just like my adjustable base bed, it's not that I changed my entire house or I bought a new bed, anything like that. I just changed the support layer underneath and it made all the difference. So sometimes you don't need more effort. You just need better support. So here's my treatment plan. Let's really go far out there and pretend I am the doctor. Better marketing at your stage looks like clear ownership. There's one person who's accountable for putting the strategy into place of what needs to happen around everything you're doing in your business and the results, not just the execution, and a lot of times not the execution. They're not the ones scheduling posts, but you need someone to be accountable for the results. Intentional, I'm calling it sequencing or timing. Your promotions are planned in advance and they're connected to your long-term business goals, even if long-term just means for the year. Like we are being very strategic about when we promote certain things in order to hit those goals. Measurement with comparison is another part of the treatment plan. You need tracking that shows trends from year to year or quarter to quarter, not just snapshots of this is what happened right now. It's not, that's not actionable information if you don't know this is improving or declining over time. Then you need an offer progression. It's a deliberate path for your current clients to move up. That saves you so much work where you're not constantly selling new people if you can take your existing people and move them up a ladder. Messaging refinement, and I feel like this is huge, not unchecked AI output, but strategic and informed questions and strategy behind what it's doing. And then fewer, bigger moves. So less scattered effort, more things coordinated. This is not about more. Like, I want to make sure that we're clear about this. This is not about doing more. This is being about better alignment. It is about better support. It's about just being smarter, marketing in a smarter way. So if your marketing feels fine, right, but flat, good enough, that might be your signal, not to overhaul everything, but to look at the structure underneath it. If you're ready for a new level of clarity and support, you can learn more at beweirdmarketing.com. I trust this conversation was helpful to you, and I can't wait to talk to you next time. If this episode was helpful, I'd love it if you shared it with another woman who might need to hear it as well. You can also subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss future episodes, especially if marketing has started to feel heavier than you want it to. This is where you're going to find relief. And if you want more support, resources, or to learn more about how I work with clients one-on-one, you can visit beweirdmarketing.com. Thanks for being here, and I can't wait to chat with you next time.